I see that.
Are you going to do something about that?
I will do something about it. Shut the sound off. We have all the cats, guys. We've got all the cats and the stuff and the things all happening right here in the closet. So welcome everybody to Back in the Closet with the two crazy cat ladies and 4 cats currently. Hi, my love.
Melissa, you are first. Hi, happy Sunday.
Yes, you are. Hey,
What's
guys.
up, y'all?
Oh my goodness. It's a beautiful morning.
No, it is 4:45 in the afternoon.
It's a beautiful afternoon.
We got both our girls in here. Pooh Bear, right just yonder. Jack is doing crazy stuff over in the corner.
Everywhere.
Dana, hello. Metaphor, hello. Lainey, what a cool name.
I love that name. Hello, everyone. Second, yes.
Hey,
guys,
Anna.
Welcome and thank you guys for joining us here on this beautiful Sunday. We are ready to chat. We're ready to chat a bit. Yeah, we're ready to chat a little bit about it's something that we don't normally talk about. We love you, Kelly. I wish we could have caught up more. We need to have like our own Zoom. I think we need to have like a Zoom with just Kelly so we can like chat and get to know how you're doing. I have so much hair all over me.
Do you have cats or something?
You'd think I've got some cats, some pussy around me.
You know what? I gotta say this. So we just wrapped up. Maybe we should just start the podcast. But we just wrapped up a VIP live where we were talking with our beautiful. They're like our family. They are our people. They are our calm. They're our people. Yes. And we were talking about just everything that's going on in the world. And we told them on the VIP live that we were going to be doing a podcast on mental health, but we were talking about all the stuff and things going on in the world. So we told our babies afterwards. I'm telling you, it's like they know. Let's go to the podcast. But cats like know when we're like, whatever. They're just so sweet.
Yes.
They're the best.
Melissa, to join the VIP, the link is going to be in the description of this post, but you can go over to our website or you can go to our link in bio of basically any platform and you can see join the VIP. And to join our
it's
VIP,
a paid subscription.
We would love to have you.
FYI, I don't want to blindside you. It's like $3.99 for the first month and $7.99 thereafter. And we did it so that we would give like our regular people's a 20% discount on our line of products. Yeah. But it has truly morphed into this beautiful
the whole like family and we do Zooms and we do giveways and we do pop-up parties and we spent New Year's Eve with them and Halloween with them and like it's great for your mental health. So let's get a podcast started.
Shall we just get this party started? Oh my God.
This is the hand motions. Welcome to episode number 0087 of Back in the Closet with the two crazy cat ladies. Guys, today is all about mental health. We are, actually, truth be told, Friday night, so recently, we had a meeting with our, by meeting, I mean dinner and drinks with our digital team. And our digital team is a bit younger than us.
Just a tad bit.
Just a tad bit younger than us.
Just so you know, they were born the year that I graduated high school.
That's correct. Yeah. So a bit younger.
But they're also beautiful people and great friends.
Amazing people, amazing friends. But they are like they grew up in the age where mental health is something that is talked about freely, that is there's much more eyes on versus like when we grew up and we were both dealing with mental health issues that we just, you're just, it wasn't a thing. No. And so you didn't talk about it. Or
you self-medicated.
As we all do. So, but we had some conversations about mental health and it kind of drove us to have a mental health day yesterday, to be honest. It made me it's not that it drove us to, because we were like, we can either stay in the bed and do nothing and clock out today, or we can get up. And you specifically were like, I know how your mental health is if you are not working.
If she's not doing something, it gives her more anxiety than if she is doing something. At the same time, I think it's important for you to Friday. It's important for you to slow down the hamster wheel every now and then.
Yeah. And I have been on like tip top edge for
By that she means full tilt,
if you will, for a hot minute with anxiety. And I think it's a mixture of a lot of different things, but I think one of the main reasons personally is not clocking out.
Right.
And
or
so
deciding that you can't clock out.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. And so yesterday we were like, okay, shut off the phones, watch
We had
chick
like a
flicks.
20-minute discussion about it.
Yeah.
We weighed options and we made it, which I think was helpful.
Yeah.
To kind of talk through it.
Yeah.
And to be clear, a lot of people call this like a self-care day or whatever. But all to say, it was, we really took it down a notch. We just decided that we were not going to be plugged in all day long, that the world was going to be
okay if we didn't.
right.
Yeah.
And not that the world's okay, but
right. Yeah. But I think especially right now, like we were just in our VIP group, we were talking to some of our beautiful friends from Australia, talking to, this whole
all over the
COVID thing
country
has been going on for almost 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's like we were really, at first it was like, oh my God, like we're really excited because now we just get to stay home, be with our community, be with our cats, and all this is great. So, but we did
out.
realize,
I thought it was going to be like a matter of weeks before,
at first it was like, if we
steal your
locked down,
food, roaming the streets,
right.
And stuff.
At first it was like, if we lock down 14 days, everything's going to be fine. Then it was like, no, it's not. And then it was like, you can do this and you can do that. And then it was wear masks, and then it was don't wear masks. And then it was all the stuff and things, because it's something that nobody knows about. Right. But now, right. And so at first it was like, fine, we stay home and we focus on our sphere of influence, and our sphere of influence just so happens to be the beautiful cat community. And we know that there are so many cat parents that are single and at home alone with their cats, and like, what are they going through? So we just dove into like, this isn't going to be as pleasant of an experience for everyone as it feels for us. So for the first like year and months thereafter, we were still really, really great. But recently, for me personally, it has just become the whole what's going on in the world. And now the fact that when COVID started, for me, it kind of feels, I said this on a podcast, it kind of feels neat that it kind of feels neat that all of us, everyone in the world, all of humanity right now is going through the same thing at the same time. And that's not like even 9/11 in the US, like I get that it affected other
like tragedies have a way, or terrible things have a way of uniting people.
Really uniting people.
Reminding us of our empathy for one another.
Yeah. And it did not get to me. This did not start affecting my mental health until this same thing that I felt united us, began to divide us. And that really, I could cry. Like that really has taken a toll on my every being. Like I am like, I don't want to. And I know like it's partly my fault because I started getting more plugged in and seeing what was going on. When you hear the gossip and you hear the chatter, and everybody wants to know a little bit about the gossip that's going on in the world, or the whatever drama, if you will, that's going on in the world. And it's just been really,
it's been a lot.
It's felt like a lot. And it's not just that, it's, on top of,
I have to say, let me just back it up a minute. So, and you guys that know Jay know that she already has an anxiety issue. And in a way it was at the beginning of the Rona, it was it was an interesting experience to kind of harness the uncertainty into the positivity, right? And while that was challenging, it was an extra, at first it was, 15 days to flatten the curve. And we were like, oh my God, I might be able to work from home for 2 weeks. Like, what? So we were looking at trying to find the silver lining in the midst of the really scary uncertainty that was going on. And then the longer that it kind of dragged on, the more we were able to find opportunity. We had kind of shifted our perspective. Now the fact that there's so much controversy in the world about this, that you are seeing families ripped apart, that you are seeing neighbors and friends deciding that we can't talk about this thing that is that we're all going through. If there's any kind of deviation from an opinion that is held by one or the other, then it's becoming something that is difficult. So I'll just say your issue with anxiety to begin with, well, at the beginning of the Rona, was because it was something so crazy, so global, so uncertain for everyone. It was almost easier at that time to harness that into positivity. Now everyone is neck deep in the reality of this situation, and there's a lot of conflict happening.
There's so much conflict.
So that on top of
divide, and then on top of the uncertainty that we all have, and then also on top of the normal stuff, like we all have stress in our daily lives prior Rona, right? Like prior to any of this, we all have stuff and things happening. Some things are really busy. There are family members super sick. And not with Rona, but there are things that are actually happening, that life is still happening, and the stressful things are still happening in the world.
And some of them are more stressful because of the circumstances.
And and the circumstances make them worse. And then the controversy and divide of the whole circumstance, it make it even worse from there. So it's like,
I think the right word for that is more worser.
Did I say that? That's not the right word.
It's not, but I feel like it feels
more
right
worser.
Right now.
It's worser.
It's
worser.
It's more worse.
What did I say?
You said more worse.
Oh.
I just think that more worser is
I don't think more worse is the right word. I think it is something like,
you guys know what we mean.
I don't know.
You know what we mean. Here's the thing, though, and I think being able to meet with our VIPs today, I know that we have VIPs from all different perspectives, all different walks of life, all different experiences. And what I love about our VIP family is that what brings us together is what we all have in common. And this commonality brings this beautiful empathy and compassion and understanding that may be more difficult to come by in a less...
we don't even feel like we can speak freely in any group anymore.
No, that's true.
In any group that we have, and I don't mean like Facebook group. I mean like any group of
any group
people.
of.
We don't feel like we can speak freely anymore.
Well, it's just you guys try it or watch the news sometime. If you want to have a conversation with people, it's oftentimes better if you don't, right?
So, well, unless you just only have conversation with people that are 100% aligned with what you think and feel, and in those cases, sure, you can.
Or unless you want to sit there and smile and nod.
We have never been the people that only surround ourselves with like-minded people. We love the diversity in thought. We love the diversity in religion, in politics, all of this stuff and things. We actually love that diversity. And for the most part, we have always been able to enjoy open conversation with friends and family. We've been able to enjoy those things, and those things have stopped. We don't feel like we can have conversation without somebody getting upset or offending somebody else in the situation, because that is how
it's mainly hinged on this issue right now.
It's worse than any political season.
And I think that it really
to me,
it's really most damaging to those of us that might be going through something that's bigger than this, or bigger. I mean, I know this is a big situation, but if there's something else going on, if one of our cats is going through something, or if one of our cats has cancer, or if a family member is ill with something, it's like everything right now feels just tainted by the environment that is so divided right now. And it is upsetting to see that the freedom of thought is just best left alone right now. Like just weather it out. Just like, how about you don't think about things? And if you do, how about you don't say anything? And I feel like it is, it's a poverty. Here we are living in America, and there is so much going on that is really just an alarming thing. All to say, let's not spend this whole time talking about what we obviously all can understand, and what's stressing all of us out, especially when there are other things going on in our worlds that are painful or challenging or stressful.
Yeah.
I think it's important to look at the things that we can do and exercise that help us better stay balanced and centered in our own lives.
And sometimes that's taking a mental health day. Sometimes that's taking a mental health week. Like literally.
Props if you can take a mental health week.
Yes.
Let us know how you do that.
Yeah. Well, we're going to very soon.
Yes.
And I think that sometimes we just need that. We need that for ourselves. But let me bring it back to cats, because recently there was a study released on the mental health of cat owners specifically. So we've talked about this before, about how our stress affects our cats, and there were studies done, and they were done on both dogs and cats, but a very small group study, especially when it came to cats, mostly dogs. But this specific study was done on cats and cat owners, and how cat parents that are high stress, that stay at a high anxiety level, those cats tend to be more sick and have more stress-induced illnesses and stress-induced behavioral issues. And that's super eye-opening. And one of the reasons why it is super important for us to take a self-care day, to take a self-care week, to take mental health like checks on ourselves, because it doesn't just affect you. And I get it when it comes to mental health. I 100% get it. 100% get it. It oftentimes, the only thing we can think about when it comes to mental stability is ourselves, right? We're not necessarily thinking about how that affects those around us. But the studies show that that this affects our cats in a negative way. So us keeping our sanity in whatever way, shape, or form we need to do that is super important, not just for us, but for our kitties and for each other.
I love that you're bringing it back to the cats. I love that so much. And Dr. Karen Becker Dr. Karen Becker, Rodney have been, we're sharing this in the Inside Scoop, which is a great group to be a part of. Really informative, so helpful. I think though that it's interesting that our cats that this study showed that our cats are so much more sensitive to our energy, our stress levels than dogs are. And it's ironic that cats are so much less expressive. And the things that we'll end up seeing are illness or behaviors that stress us out. So I think it's a fascinating exercise in looking at how our whole mindset has a ripple effect around us. As humans, I think that's a little easier to understand. If you smile at someone, which you can smile at people all day long now, we have the mask mandate here in Nevada. Funny story, I didn't tell you this.
I have a funny story.
This is the sad thing. One of the sad things about the mask mandate, I think, is that I love making eye contact with people and smiling, and I think that it's such a, Mother Teresa always said, like, it's I do the nod, but when I go to the post office early in the morning, and I do every morning, I have a ball cap on, usually because I still have bedhead. I have my sunglasses on because that morning sun will burn holes in your corneas. Yeah. And I have my mask on, and I go into the post office, and I had a big box I had to put in the chute, so I didn't have to go up to the counter. I could put it in the chute. It fit in that chute like within a quarter of an inch. I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, I don't know, it's going to be a tight fit. And I slid it in, and it went, and there's a line of people, and I'm thinking there's a line of people there. So I put it in, and I close it, and it closes. And I was like, we've got a winner. Put my arms up. I'm like looking, and you could tell everyone, I had my sunglasses on, my ball cap on, like they thought I was a crazy person talking to myself, but I was really looking at them and smiling and being like, good.
But they had no idea that you were smiling.
No idea.
I have to do this extra big smile with my mask on so that people can see it with my eyes. So it's not even a real smile, because usually I'll be like this, but then I'm like.
That's
and you
scary.
like nod or you say something now.
Yeah.
The other day I was so grateful because I did not want to pluck my chin hair yet.
Her chin hair's name is Harriet. She has one. And amongst us middle-aged women, I just want to slap her sometimes.
I don't know. You said you saw it, and at the time that you saw it, I had already plucked it. So apparently, there's elusive hair.
There's an evil twin
there
growing.
that I haven't seen because I can't feel it. But yeah, so Harriet was really like that perfect length where I can just play with her and think.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to go somewhere. I can't remember where we had to go. And of course we wear a mask. We wear masks. And I was like so grateful that I didn't have to pluck her just yet because the mask is going to cover her up.
I love that
there's
your
a
chin
silver
hair
lining.
has a gender pronoun as well. I think that's great.
Harriet, somebody else named her. I didn't name her. Somebody on Facebook named her.
I think it was Dana.
Was it Dana? I was going to say,
Probably.
I thought it was Sean.
Sean.
I don't know.
I don't know. You guys, it's so funny. But I think it's recognizing just like the basic human interaction that we've been used to having now is also very different, right? Like when you go and you can't smile at people unless you live in a state where they're like, oh, we don't need masks right now, even though we're spiking, whatever it may be. It's all very different. And I think that it makes the moments that we can focus on what helps bring our blood pressure down, what helps us recenter, what helps us breathe better, what helps us be present in the moment. And I think that it's an important exercise to do on a daily basis. I know weeks go by before we think about it because you're just like busy, stressed, go to sleep, wake up, busy, stressed, go to sleep, wake up. And I think if anything, this whole crazy circumstance is making the practice of trying to be present more regular for a lot of people because this is the stress of the unknown, the situations that we're living through right now is an unsustainable stress level.
I agree. And you know what? I have this book that I bought it was published way before any of this started.
Before the Rona.
And it's called Comfortable in Uncertainty. And it's talking about the afterlife, right? Like you have like all the different ideas of the afterlife, what happens after you die. And,
lots of people have lots of ideas.
Lots of people have lots of ideas and they're all, steadfast in their belief of what happens because that's, what great. And I kind of believe that everybody gets whatever it is that they want, right? The good people, at least. I don't know, but I'm comfortable with not knowing that, right? And that's kind of what that book was about. Being comfortable in the unknown. And I think about the title of that book a lot.
Comfortable with uncertainty.
Yeah, like lately, which I was 100%
like
comfortable with the uncertainty of this whole thing because everything was fine and people were getting along and everybody was happy-go-lucky still in our
everyone
world.
was trying to be extra kind.
Yeah, well, and extra like people. It was hijack. It was people were about. Well, come here, my love. Come here. People were. We all were able to say we don't know what's happening. And now, did you step on him?
I almost did.
And now it just feels like, I don't know. It just feels like we still don't know what's happening. Like science says that we don't know what's happening still. And so, but now it's so like, there's so many that are steadfast in believing that they do know what's happening. And they're
very mean to people they're very mean to people. Listen, I don't think that,
Listen, Linda.
No, I just felt that.
Listen, Linda.
No, I think we're.
Finish your sentence.
Listen.
Listen, Linda.
Here's what I think. I think that there's a lot of people that find it comforting to themselves to feel like they can devalue another human being because they don't agree with what they have decided is their truth. I feel like that is a very dangerous road to go down as human beings. And I think the history shows that any segment of society that devalues another segment of dehumanizes another segment of society, that they are truly responsible for some of the biggest atrocities that we beautiful humans have visited upon each other. So it's very difficult to watch some of that happening right now. And I feel like it makes it that much more important to be honest with ourselves about how we're acting, be compassionate to others that we don't know what their life is like or what their decisions may be. And when you run across those people that feel like it's okay to devalue another human being because they haven't made a decision that you agree with, or maybe they have made a decision that you agree with at some point, whatever it may be, right? Pay attention to that and recognize that, we're one new mentality away from that being, you see, he knows when we get stressed. I got
well, and
up.
that's another thing is that cats, not
boy.
only do they carry our stress, but they can, science shows that they can also reduce our stress. So we are all blessed, right?
This is a very special
We're blessed
moment.
not just to have, not just to have each other, but to also have cats that can help reduce our stress.
Yes. But I will leave it with this. I think it's very important for us personally as individuals to evaluate the things that we need to do in order to stay more peaceful. I get that it's hard to be peaceful in general right now, but to keep our stress in check, do the things that help us center, do the things that help us breathe, do the things that help us be present in the moment. And if not for us, for our cats, because science shows that it impacts our cats. And then just be aware of the conversations that we participate in, where if we are having a conversation where there is someone who feels the right to dehumanize another group of people, let's just take a moment and recognize that person does not know everything going on in that person's life. That person does not know the decisions that they've had to make. And that is a very slippery slope to go down. And it's very important to evaluate how we are treating other humans in this situation. Because once we start devaluing another human being, it only becomes another newscast, another movement, another decision that someone else makes that makes it feel like it's okay.
Yeah.
And that is not okay.
Yeah.
And I think that history is on the side of that statement. I don't think it's just my fired up opinion right now.
No, but we have to do what we all know. We're all old enough to know what it is, or at least certain things, right? What it is that helps our mental health, right? For me, I know one thing that I could do and that I need to start doing, and I keep blaming on the weather, but I just need to do it.
Or me.
Or you. Yeah, sometimes I blame you. Or I used to blame you. Now it's just the weather. But, I always find an excuse. But I know I need to get up and exercise. I know I need to get outside. I know I need to see other people, even if it's just in passing while people are walking their dogs. I know I need to go for my morning runs. I know I need to eat healthier. All of these things affect our stress, guys. And for me specifically, it definitely affects my stress. So I know that there are other things other than just a day clocking out, a mental health day, if you will. But I think the mental health day has helped me kind of get back in that. You know what? I need to do more than just like laying in the bed, which just hurts my back. Honestly, like laying in the bed all day is just not good for me. Physically, but mentally it was. So I chose cognitively yesterday to care about my mental health over my physical health so that I can start getting up and exercise. If I'm exercising and in good shape, laying in the bed doesn't hurt. But I'm definitely not in shape in any way, shape, or form. Shape. But
that was a stretch, but yeah. Good effort.
Sorry.
Good effort.
Sorry. Anyway, guys, yeah.
I do want to say a big thank you to this whole community, because I feel like you guys are a big staple to our mental health. I think that the things that I love about this community are that we come from all different walks of life. And these beautiful little beings that we love and care for is what brings us together. And I think that that's such a good reminder to all of us right now is that we can all be very, very different. We can all have very different opinions. And there's always going to be something, I forget who said it, but we really do, you guys. We have more in common than we have in conflict.
Yep.
And it's so important to remember that now compassionately. And I think that will help all of our mental healths.
Mental healths. There you go. We're going to end on that. That will help your mental health. We love you guys so much. Thanks you for joining us. We hope you guys have a beautiful day. We hope
Jack today.
I know. We hope you guys take some time to evaluate and your mental stability, your anxiety.
Find the joy.
Find the joy. Count the blessings. These are the things that can keep us going in the small realms, and then do what you need to do to stay as mentally healthy as possible.
Yes. And I do think you should find one thing every day that makes you smile or laugh out loud. Just hunt for it every day.
And honestly,
try to find it.
Honestly, if you can't find something, because sometimes, your mind is just overwhelmed and if you can't find something that makes you smile or laugh out loud, literally look in the mirror and laugh out loud anyway, like fake laugh. It will make you real laugh. The science shows something about like smiling in the mirror for 1 minute or something like that. I don't know what the science is, but I read it somewhere, and I'm sure it's Google, and so I'm sure it's true. But it's always worked for me for many
there is
20 years.
I think it was out of the UK.
Maybe I don't know, but like 20 years when I'm like really in a funk and I'm like, oh, I will do a dance in the mirror. I will smile and laugh in the mirror. I used to every single morning while stretching, just smile. Like I don't feel like smiling, but I'm just gonna. You see when you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I don't feel like smiling, but I'm gonna smile.
It's worth a shot.
I feel like Chandler. and he's with Monica in his wedding pictures. He's like,
you guys, do your best to find the joy every day.
Yes.
Please do.
Yes.
We love you so much.
And we hope you guys have a great day.
Yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Mwah. Thanks for being beautiful humans. Love y'all.